back to Brian's story. I am Donna. This is my husband, Brian. So if you've been following us, we've kind of been going over mental health awareness for men. We're telling Brian's story. Brian is 56 years old now. Wow. He has suffered with panic disorder, anxiety, and depression for more than half of his life. Probably longer than that, but from when he remembers the first actual trigger. So what we're doing is we're just kind of going through everything and how he handles it. Keep in mind, we're not giving medical advice. This is his story. This is what he's dealt with, how he's dealt with it. Some things may be slightly offensive coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, mainly me.
So this might not be geared towards children.
Yeah, it's not for kids. There's going to be some language and
Events.
It's not adult situations, but adult conversations.
Content. And if you have any questions, feel free to mark something in the comments and then we will get back to you. Keep in mind, we're not saying everyone deals with it the same way or everyone has the same symptoms. This is just his story.
And if you're easily offended, probably not the channel for you.
Correct. Okay, so last time we were on, we ended at 2016.
Yeah, we were talking, or we had talked about the surgery, or we were talking about the surgery and you staying at the hospital and all that.
So as time has gone on, you're now at 2016, 17. How have you...
Hang on. Where's the other pillow? Hold on a second.
You tossed it over there. Could have swore I said to you, make sure you're all the way back before we start.
Yeah, well.
Ow.
I'm not cutting it out. That'll be in there. Sorry.
So you're 2017 now. You're still dealing with everything. How would you say your mental state at this point is?
Are we still in the hospital, or am I already released, or where are we at as far as that part?
We'll say you're released. Just for a little bit of content. He was limited to what he could do for a couple weeks post-op.
Yeah, I was cut open, so I had 22 or 24 staples besides the stitches from the lapendectomy or whatever that was called when they tried to do that. So yeah, I couldn't drive for
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well, actually, the first night I got out.
You got out on a Tuesday.
No, it was when I thought it was.
I got you
Yeah,
home
it
on
was
a
exactly
Tuesday.
1 week.
And then...
No, I got out Wednesday morning. They wanted to release me Tuesday, and I told them I wanted to stay one more night because the day I got released, we went up to the bar that I was dealing cards at, and I played poker because you asked me what I wanted to do.
Right.
And you took me up there, and I played poker for a couple hours, which probably wasn't the best place to be 1 week out of surgery with staples around people that are smoking and drinking. But if you've been following this, and if you keep following it, you'll see plenty of horrible life choices on my part. That one was one of the better ones. Not the best. The best would be sitting right next to me, but...
Thank you, I think. So we're post-op. You're starting to get your feet back under you, and
Yeah, I think the worst part of that was not being able to drive.
yeah, especially since that was your favorite thing to do, more or less. If something between 2016 to after surgery stood out, what would it be?
From when we started going out until the
Yeah.
surgery. I mean, you're probably gonna kill me, but
I don't know why he said I would kill him, but
I mean that our first Christmas, which was less than 2 months.
post-op, yeah.
No, that from 2016.
Oh, yeah.
Our first Christmas, 2016. Um, that was the first time in a long time that, I guess this Christmas felt different. I mean, again, where your house at the time was still decorated like a Christmas museum. And I'm talking kitchen, living room, dining room, den, the front of the house. You were tripping over Christmas. So I wasn't fully into it as much as I am now, but it just felt different.
Yeah, so just for knowledge, Christmas happens to be my favorite time of year.
Yes, pretty much November 1st or thereabouts, I'm taking either the SUV or the pickup truck down to a storage unit and probably making 4 or 5 trips
Yeah.
just for the upstairs. The stuff for down here is
Another 2 or 3 trips.
well, that's now packed behind the steps.
Not all of it.
Oh, yeah, well, there's another trip plus what's actually here for just down here. So, and out front.
So Christmas was a little different. We went into the new year.
Yeah, I mean there was Thanksgiving, which I hadn't celebrated Thanksgiving in at least 10 years.
And I didn't even do Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving we were together, I actually went to my brother's.
Where was I?
I guess at your house. Because literally we just started seeing each other at the beginning of November.
Would I get like a hot turkey sandwich from Denny's?
I believe so, yes.
It wouldn't be the first time I've done that.
I wasn't going to say anything,
It's
but
definitely the last, but it wasn't the first. Yeah, I thought I came over for Thanksgiving.
they cooked because I was still dealing with everything with the illness.
That's right. But Christmas was the first. Your gravy and meatballs and all of that, which her gravy and meatballs are, the best. I'm not saying that because I'll get punched if I don't. They really are.
Black Friday, we did go out shopping. So you did come over afterwards and we went out shopping Black Friday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. But even though, and a lot of people would be like, "Oh, Black Fridays are crazy," not the stores around here.
No.
Yeah, because we actually went out after you got home
Thanksgiving night. Mm-hmm.
and went out like almost all night and into the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't run into any crowds or lines. It was just open stores, and
Yeah.
we kind of just walked. It wasn't like the crap you used to see on TV or how it used to be, where everybody's waiting for that great deal on a flat screen TV and Tickle Me Elmo or whatever.
So we had Christmas, New Year's, and then we go into 2018.
2017.
Oh yeah, 2017. Sorry.
You're confusing your shit. I'm like, wait a minute. What?
That's because literally we were together 2 months in 16 and then it rolled right into 17.
17 is when, I guess, what I would remember is us starting up the airbrushing. That summer, we started up, set it up like down the basement, and started to get back into. Well, for me, get back into it. For you,
A headache.
first time. Yeah, watching stuff fly around the basement.
That was the first time I can say I actually saw that side of you. And I can probably count on one hand how many times I've seen it in the 10 years we've been together.
Yeah, it used to be a daily thing, and now it's a less than yearly thing.
Yeah,
So, I mean, not that it's great, but it's definitely improved. It'd be nice if it didn't happen at all. And again, it's my responsibility. And most of the time, I'm just pissed at myself. It's not anybody else or anything that caused it. It's just something that I either think that I should have been able to accomplish, or just shit starts going wrong, and instead of sitting back or just walking away from it, I have to just keep going to try and get it accomplished, even though it's just one disaster after another, which leads to shit getting broke, or.
and ironically, with all that, you would think that he's tried to throw the towel in. I will say that. He's tried to be like, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. And I'm like, step back. Let's rethink this.
Well, I have stopped doing it for
Yeah.
for long periods of time, and then pick it back up. And
So then,
but that time was, it it got rolling a little bit, and then by the time that year was the Eagles' first Super Bowl.
yes.
So we were trying to come up with a shirt design for the first round of the playoffs. And we were sitting in a diner at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like just sitting there eating, I don't know, pancakes and bacon or whatever. You were probably eating scrapple because you eat nasty shit like that. If anybody's from any other part of the country and doesn't know what scrapple is,
Just go look it up and we're going to leave it there.
it's in the name, scraps. It's whatever meat was on the floor, they pack it up, put it into a mold, and somebody fries it and eats it.
And it's delicious.
But so we were trying to come up with, and at the time they were calling themselves, if anybody's a football fan, they were the underdogs and wearing dog masks and stuff, and we came with "Release the Dogs" as the slogan, and did a backdrop of the city with the Eagles logo and some starburst and stuff, and actually sold a couple of hundred shirts, I think.
Yeah, you did good that year. I mean,
Just that was in the
that was the first round of the playoffs.
first couple of weeks. Did a couple hundred of those shirts. I actually got sick of doing those shirts. And then the second round, we came up with, I think it was after they won that thing and they were going to the Super Bowl, and instead of "Who Let the Dogs Out," we said "Who Let the Dogs In."
Right.
That one didn't, maybe a dozen or so.
Yeah.
That one didn't really, I thought it was catchy, but nobody else really grabbed onto it. And then we did a couple of giveaways where I did more a realistic looking eagle face and letters that look embossed, and
With the Super Bowl number on it.
yeah, a couple that had bought shirts won that, and it kind of died off shortly after that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it for a while for that.
Yeah. I mean, so that was 17, 18.
Yeah, 'cause Super Bowl's in what, February?
Yeah. So then,
And I think I did a Super Bowl shirt, but got nothing.
yeah,
Like, because everybody had them from the screen printing guys within an hour of them winning the Super Bowl. They already have the shirts released, and Modell's is opening up.
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So it was like, well, like, with airbrushing, if anybody knows what that is, probably if you've been to the shore and amusement park, you've seen some guy spray painting a shirt. That's what it is. And I can't whip out a couple of hundred shirts in case they win, and then they don't, and you
Yeah.
know,
Then you have to eat
I'm
them.
not shipping them to a third world country, and it's not going to work. But I was still doing Uber and Lyft overnight at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we had done thing, and we had started.
He'd started venturing out a little more.
Yeah, we got down to Atlantic City a few times. We found I don't know the name of it. It's like Burgers and Shakes or something. It's like downstairs in their food villa at the Borgata.
Regatta, yeah.
Had really good burgers and milkshakes. The straws are big enough where you get a cookies and cream, and you can actually suck an Oreo through the straw.
We did that. We visited some like museums. I think that was the first time we went out to Brandywine.
Was that? I think that was in 20
Was that in? I think that was before COVID, wasn't
or
it?
19. Maybe it was 19.
Yeah. We started to do different things. Now, when we started seeing each other, we spent a lot of time just driving around and like endlessly talking, and went down to Penn's Landing a couple of times, went to the art museum and just walked around the outside of it.
Yeah, we'd walk around Center City, and I forget that thing that they built off of that one street. They took the old train and turned it into a walkway, and they put like swings and seats.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Did that a few times down Penn's Landing.
Well, let's back up. In April of 17, I had surgery on my knee. The torn meniscus.
Right.
And
From getting out of bed.
shut up.
From standing up, blew out the meniscus. What were you doing? Playing football? Standing up.
Shut up at getting out of bed. So he went through that with me, and then that was in May. And then in October, I went through the surgery with you.
Oh, well, yeah, we forgot. So in March, your son got appendicitis.
Yes.
Had to have his appendix removed.
And then in May,
3 months later, she got appendicitis and had to have hers removed. They were both in one day. I was in for a week, but it was all within 8 to 9 months. So apparently it's contagious. Who knew?
public service announcement. Appendicitis is not contagious.
Trust me, to this day, I still get blamed for that by both of them.
So we had some interesting things going on during that time. And things that you would think that would freak them out didn't.
Well, I knew I wasn't getting appendicitis again.
When I was, so with my appendicitis, it was a little different. It was Memorial Day weekend. I'll never forget it. I went to work Friday. I felt like crap. And Doc sent me home. Saturday, Sunday, I felt great. Even Monday during, like when we barbecued and everything, there's pictures of the fire outside and all that. Monday night, I go to sleep. It's like 2 in the morning, I call you.
I think I was working.
Yeah. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, doubled over in pain. He's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, we went back and forth, and my dad was like, go and get checked out. He comes, he gets me, takes me to the hospital. We're sitting there, and I'm like, it's going to be nothing. And they're just going to send me home. Appendicitis.
I instantly get blamed.
I'm worried about him freaking out because now I'm stuck at the hospital. Like, he could have left, but he didn't. He stayed there. Did you stay while I was in the OR the whole time?
Yeah.
I, yeah, I was in the OR, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I was there when you got out.
I knew you were there when I got out. I didn't know if you left.
No, I did that day or that because you were there until the following day.
Yes.
So I did go home, go to sleep, and then come back because I'm not a good as person as she was. I just couldn't sleep in the hospital. It just wasn't going to work. So I stayed there probably until you went to sleep, and then I went home and to sleep, got a few hours, and came back.
I am going to, and this happened a few years later. I got hurt. I ended up at the ER. This was during COVID. My dad took me to the ER. He couldn't come in, so he was sitting in the car. He calls me. I was like, I'm in the ER. It's when I fell and did the ribs.
Oh.
He got my dad's truck, brought my dad's truck up to the hospital so my dad can go home. He's sitting in the parking lot at the ER. It gets even better. They transfer me from one hospital to the other hospital to do a test. Do you remember that?
No.
I was at Springfield.
Yeah.
And then they transferred me to Crozier.
I remember the swapping vehicles and all of that, but I don't remember you going to Crozier.
That's where they released me from because they had to do the CAT scan and the CAT scan at Springfield because it was the last day Springfield was open.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And the whole time he's sitting in his car. And it's February. It's cold. And
I had enough gas I could keep it running and, keep the heat on. I was fine.
I didn't get out of the ER until like 4 a.m. And he sat there the whole time, and he wasn't in the hospital because he couldn't because of the COVID. But so when he says he's not as good as I am, yes. I don't know if I would have sat in the parking lot the whole. Yes, I would have. But
no, you probably would have figured out a way to get into the hospital.
That is true.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, I don't know.
So the first couple of years of the relationship, like we had some real doozies that we went through, and nothing against each other. We were just kind of got hit with stuff at every direction. So now we're at COVID hits.
Well, in 2000, I mean, that was even before that. In 19, like you had said, we'd gotten out to, if you're from this area, there's around here, there's a lot of Revolutionary War sites and Civil War. So one that we had went to was Brandywine Battlefield. I thought it was during COVID, like right after things had opened up, but maybe it wasn't. Now, you know what? Because there's pictures of me of us inside, and there's no mask. So
Right,
it had to be before that. And I know it was hot, so it had to be 19.
Yeah.
So we had done that, and we had gone to, there's another one that's close, kind of in between my town and the city called Fort Mifflin. And it's an old Revolutionary War and Civil War fort and prison. They do like haunted stuff and stuff like that. But she hates history.
This is
And
true.
so I was like, well, we ain't never going to be doing none of that stuff. But actually,
And I enjoyed it.
she got into it. Yeah. And we had went to the Firemen's Museum in the city, which is something that I would have never done, but I'm in there like putting on fire gear and, doing all this stuff. And so it's stuff that we both didn't think that we would be into, that because of the other person, we actually had a good time, and it was fun.
I was just going to say that it's funny because I'm a firm believer that when you're with somebody, you might not like what they're doing, but you at least attempt to find interest in it because it's something they're into. And he's right. I hate history. It's history for a reason. The only part of history I like is the assassination of JFK. Don't ask. But
You'll find out if you follow this long enough. She's very morbid.
these are all lies.
It'll get proven.
So when he had mentioned it, I was like, yeah, okay, we'll go. But I really enjoyed myself. And like the fire museum, you know,
She was a volunteer firefighter and an EMT.
so, and it was,
Her father was a medic and a firefighter and a special forces combat medic. So that kind of like ran somewhat in the blood.
so it was, and we had a blast. We used to go, when I tell you we would be out till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, we would be out until the sun came up. And we never ran out of things to talk about.
No.
And
And it's still the same. We can still go out. With right now, she had a month ago had surgery on her other knee, apparently from walking. Have no idea what happened, but so we've had time to where, you know, once again taking rides, whether it's on a motorcycle, and we have the Bluetooth helmet so we can talk to each other while we're riding. So there's some conversations there, not nearly as much as in the car because we're just enjoying the ride on the bike, but in the car that can be, we can go like an hour in one direction and then end up, you know, 45 minutes in the total opposite
right.
direction somewhere else, and probably don't remember how we got there. And we've talked about 30 different things, and,
It's
and we've done that sometimes 5 nights in a row, and there's never a moment of where it's like, well, what do you want to talk about? I don't know. Never have that issue.
or the fact that you again, we enjoy spending time together. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Is that all you do?" No, well, and
No, sometimes we just sit and do absolutely nothing.
we play games,
Puzzles,
puzzles.
crafts.
Yeah, we do a lot, but we do it together. We enjoy each other's company, and I think that may be a lot to make things a little easier for you. If you're not feeling up to it, we can sit in and do nothing but have fun doing it.
Well, yeah, enjoying the other person is a big deal because if I didn't like you, it probably wouldn't have worked.
How long were you married for?
Ding, ding, ding. Just keep the gloves up.
Sorry, I couldn't refuse that one. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we enjoy each other's company, so it makes. And if he's not feeling good one day, we'll hang in and we'll find something to do here. We'll play a game. We'll, like you said, do crafts, binge watch a show 15 times, something. COVID hit.
Well, binge watching, you just we talked about that before about like watching Sons of Anarchy. We just finished that for like the fifth or sixth time that we've watched it from beginning to end. And we've done that with Sopranos a couple times, Vikings a couple times. the Kiss documentary. We watched that a couple times.
The Dirt.
The Dirt. That movies that we've watched. That for me is actually a part of the panic disorder. I didn't know it until the past couple of years, like doing some research. But a lot of people with panic disorder will go back to things they're familiar with because you already know the outcome. There's no surprise, there's no disappointment, there's no whatever. So it's kind of safe.
Right.
I still watch new stuff. I mean, Miss Morbid over here loves watching anything to do with somebody being murdered, true crime, women on death row,
It's all for educational purposes.
She wanted to work in a medical examiner's office.
That's not what I meant for educational purposes. I need to find out how to do things.
End of story. But that, thankfully, I have somebody who doesn't mind watching stuff again, because she'll ask me, what do you want to watch? And I'll be like, kind of in the mood to watch Sopranos again. Okay.
Deadpool was our go-to for a while, too.
Yeah, we watched that, both of them, the first and second one, a few times. We won't watch the third one again. There's a few movies we won't watch again. Coming to America 2, Happy Gilmore 2, Stuber.
Stuber was funny.
No,
You laughed.
No, I was laughing at you because I couldn't believe.
I'm taking a laugh.
I couldn't believe that you found it funny.
I'm taking the laugh. You were laughing. Ghostbusters 15, the Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen Empire.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That sucked. And then Deadpool 3, which I just couldn't.
I don't think that sucked. I just don't think that we were able to follow it as easy because we didn't follow Marvels or Captain America or whatever it was.
It sucked.
I was trying to be nice.
No. Sorry, Ryan Reynolds, it sucked.
But so when COVID hit, that was his heaven. Nobody was around. I started working remotely because where I worked closed down. And remotely, it was a good 2 months before we had interaction with my students. So worked for me was cake. So
we literally sat around watching every mob documentary,
serial killer,
every serial killer documentary, Tiger King, Don't Fuck with Cats.
What was the one? The Making of a Murderer.
Making a Murderer. I'm sure there's a ton of other ones.
Yeah, it was.
Everything had something to do with somebody dying.
It was amazing.
I actually think that's the first time we watched Deadpool.
Yeah, it was. My nephew.
I had saw a clip or something on YouTube or something, and I was like, I saw the beginning that like where they're doing that weird song, and he's giving the guy the wedgie.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? I was like, oh, this is that thing that her nephew was talking about
Yeah, my nephew was a huge Deadpool fan, and I had no idea what it was.
Which I think it came out like 5 or 6 years before we actually watched it.
Right, and it was, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be at all. Again, I'm not into Marvels. I'm not into any of that stuff.
I didn't know anything about it, and as a kid, I had read comic books, so I knew who the main guys, and then like Silver Surfer and Ghost Rider, and now I'm a big Blade fan, but I didn't know he was a comic book, like he's one of the DC or Marvel. Wesley Snipes Blade.
I was going to say,
vampire.
yeah. I was trying to think who played the part.
Daywalker. Yeah, he was in Deadpool 3. What were we talking about?
Just things that we used to watch.
No, we were just talking about something specific. I don't know how I got into the whole Marvel stuff.
Oh, Deadpool, and that's why we weren't, because I didn't know who Marvels was or anything of that stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't know Deadpool either, and I just thought it was some goofy just hilarious movie.
Yeah.
I had no idea until who did Colossus, the one, the Chrome dude.
Okay.
I knew of him from something, and then they started talking about X-Men, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know he was. I still don't know if it's Marvel or DC. I have no idea.
So during COVID, it was kind of like he had a blast. Like we didn't. There was nothing.
Well, for somebody who's agoraphobic, and you tell them that you now have to stay in for a couple of months, and they're going to now pay you to stay home. For me, there was no downside.
Yeah. I mean,
Like everybody else was freaking out, and I was just, you weren't. My mom didn't care. Your dad didn't care. And we were just like, whatever.
yeah. Deal with what we got to deal with. So we made it through COVID. Neither one of us got COVID the first round of it. Once things started getting a little iffy,
Well, even that, like, we did the lockdown, and, you know, went with the mask crap, and because you couldn't go in anywhere without one. But then when things opened up, we went right back out.
first day things opened back up, we were at a museum. We had our mask on at the museum, but we were at a museum.
We didn't have a choice. We went to the Franklin Institute.
That was the first time I got you in the cathedral.
There's about 6 people there. What's that?
It was the first time I got you in the cathedral in the city.
No, that was after that wasn't Franklin Institute. That was after the Natural Academy of Natural Science.
Oh, okay.
That was before COVID,
That was right before everything closed down.
because my granddaughter was born right before that.
Yeah, that was.
And we went to the cathedral and then to the free library, and then we went over there, and I think we went out to dinner or something.
And then the following week, everything closed down.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it was in the summer, I guess probably June or July, that we went to the Franklin Institute. Where else did we go?
Motor Museum? No, that was before.
That was before. We went to a few other things. We were going out to dinner and place, doing whatever. The whole stupid walk in with a mask, take it off, eat, put your mask back on, like whatever.
Then that's when you found out. So now we're at 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you found out about your condition. So
No,
21, you found out about your condition.
the end of 21.
Yeah. Then we started having to take it a little bit more serious because.
Well, I mean, towards the fall of 20, had to start taking it a little more serious, because you started to learn a little bit more, and the elderly and the obese were the ones, which that's still been proven today, that they were the ones that were really at risk. Everybody else who got locked down was pretty much for nothing, in my opinion. So then I started, you had to watch out for your dad. I'm watching out for my mom. And that's when some stuff with family started to cause a problem. And that's kind of when Christmases started to go a little, Christmas Eves anyway, started to go a little sideways because of, again, my side of the family didn't really curtail any activity at all. Like we didn't, and then we started to, and then like they did, and then they started not to. If that makes any sense. So there started to, like, Christmas time, there were like, that side was getting sick almost every time I can remember Christmases, for like 3 in a row or something like that.
Something like that.
Somebody was, so it was like, you know. But yeah, by the end of 21, beginning of 22 is when I got diagnosed with the blood disorder, which I think we went over on the last.
Yeah. And that changed a lot. Like, we had
Be,
to be more cautious of things.
because of the treatments,
Yeah.
I mean, the blood disorder itself puts me at a higher risk for blood clots, but the treatments deplete my iron, which affects my immune system. So, you know, I didn't feel like ending up on a vent or anything like that at the time. And again, there was 20 million different opinions floating around from podcasters to doctors to, and mostly the podcasters were right. But
So things started to
yeah,
change for us a little. We started modifying things to what we wanted, not what we wanted to do, but what was best for us. That brings us to 22. Well,
22 and the 23.
yeah. So I think we're going to stop here for now because that's when everything kind of starts to spiral a little.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like,
So when we come back, we'll talk about the next chapter. We will see you guys soon.